WrestleMania 41 this Saturday and this Sunday. Super Bowl of professional wrestling. You know we're going to be live and talk all about it on the Flex Zone. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, hit the bell. I'm off down below. Let me know what you're thinking about WrestleMania, how you feel about the build, the matches, what you're looking forward to seeing, and your prediction for this match. We'll be live 7 p.m., 6 p.m., and 4 p.m. in each respective time zone. Women's Tag Team Championship match, which we didn't know we were getting. As Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez take on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who is currently the Women's Intercontinental Champion. So I don't want to take too much of your time. We know how I feel about the Women's Tag Team Championships. I would get more excitement with burning them or watching your pet defecate on them, honestly, at this point, because that's how little and much effort they've put into it from a WWE standpoint. Those titles have meant nothing since they were introduced when Sasha Banks at the time and Bayley, Boss of the Connection, won the title inside the Elimination Chamber. Then that WrestleMania, they just ruined them. And they haven't recovered since. And obviously, we give the titles to Liv and Raquel. No problem there. Liv Morgan, gotta give her credit, gotta shout her out. You thinking of MVPs, you think of the best women in WWE, you think of people who've had the best 12 to 18 months with in-ring. She killed it at Elimination Chamber. She's been the Iron Woman in the Royal Rumble. She's had some good matches. But you think about that and you look at the character work, the promos, the backstage vignettes, the backstage interaction with the Judgment Day, how she's been working with Dominic, Raquel, and the rest of the Judgment Day is kind of the de facto leader. She deserves credit and big up to her. She's probably been, like I said, the MVP over the last 12 to 18 months as just overall package of the entire the moment of WrestleMania. Of course, they're not going to leave Liv Morgan off of WrestleMania. Of course, they're not going to leave Bayley off of WrestleMania, even though we thought we were going to get Bayley and Roxanne. We could have gotten that match. But they could have even done that on NXT Stand and Deliver. Give that a nice marquee undercard women's match, no title. Give Roxanne a win. Maybe have her get called up, and we go from there. But nevertheless, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria had a match where Bayley won. Then Lyra got her back in the rematch. Then they become a makeshift tag team, which WWE loves to do. They get thrown into a gauntlet match, lazy booking to crown number one contenders for this match, which has no story and no heat, with 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong, the in-ring matches have been fantastic. The in-ring matches have been good with Liv and Lyra and Bayley and what they've been doing over the past few weeks with the one-on-one matches and the way they've been trying to tell that story. But we know Liv and Raquel aren't losing. They just won those titles. And what would it look like if Liv and Raquel lose those titles after just winning them and the Judgment Day needs credibility, needs something for us to believe in, especially if they're going to keep telling the story of dissension. That's why I think you could see a situation with Liv with gold, along with Raquel, and maybe even Dominic. If you check out my prediction for the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental match, I'm going with Dominic to be the Intercontinental Champion. Thus, a power couple of Liv and Dom. Liv with the Women's Tag Team title, Dom with the Intercontinental title. Maybe even we get Liv trying to go after Lyra's title, and we get a little mini feud with Liv and Lyra. Maybe some one-on-one matches there. But inevitably, maybe this could ultimately lead to the old trope of WWE's favorite thing to do is having a tag team turn on each other. Now, Bayley could turn on Lyra. That could create some heat, help get Lyra over, get her some sympathy, help elevate her title reign. But since Lyra's won that title, she's done nothing. She won it back in January when Raw basically debuted on Netflix. Hasn't really done anything with it. I thought we were going to get Lyra and Becky. It would have been a great story to tell, give some prestige to the Intercontinental Championship, the women's side, and put it on WrestleMania. They didn't do that. Even if they wanted to team Lyra with Bayley, that would have made more sense. There's history and story there. But then you probably wouldn't have Bayley losing her first match back. I don't think Lyra takes the pin here. She's the champ. I think Bayley takes the pin from Liv. Liv pins Bayley. And we get a situation where there's maybe a little bit of dissension with Bayley and Lyra. I don't know if they're going to go straight into a Bayley-Lyra feud heading into Backlash, or they're going to maybe wait a little longer to tell the story of dissension, maybe where they break up at another situation. Maybe they don't break up for another month after Backlash, and maybe it's a big match heading into, I don't know, Evolution 2, or SummerSlam, or Money in the Bank. Wherever they want to do it. Night of Champions is coming up in Saudi. They're going to need women's matches there. You know they love to push the women's wrestling agenda in Saudi. They put 3 or 4 women's matches on their minimum. So Night of Champions, I'm sure all the women's matches will be defended. They were defended last year, the women's tag titles at at the Saudi show. But King and Queen in the ring. Nevertheless, the women's tag team titles mean nothing. Liv and Raquel holding them, yeah, it's cute. Yeah, they're a reputable tag team, but what are they gonna do with it? Outside of Kane, Carter, and Katana? I mean, the Secret Harvest now, maybe. Not many real tag teams. I mean, you got the Metaphor Girls, but they're in NXT. You got Zarya and Soruka. I mean, Zarya and yeah, Soruka. They're in NXT. I mean, I don't know why we aren't intertwining maybe some NXT talent with the main roster talent. I thought these titles were supposed to float from Raw to SmackDown to NXT. That's why they got rid of the NXT versions, right? But now they may bring those back. Whatever. I think Bayley and Lyra lose here. We keep descending. We keep telling that story. Like I said, I don't know if we go straight into it maybe right after the match or in a couple weeks, next 2 or 3 weeks, where we head into that, and then we inevitably get that match at Backlash for the IC title, another undercard match, or they maybe slow burn it. We know Triple H loves to take his time. He loves to draw things out long term, whether for the good or bad, or too long where people don't care anymore. But I would have Lyra turn on Bayley. I would do something different, unpredictable. Give Lyra a meaning, a character. All she is right now is a wonderful interest with the woo and the bird girl persona. She's good in the ring, but we don't really know much about her. We haven't seen much backstage segments or mic time or promo time. So why would we do the unexpected? Why would we be predictable? We're coming out of WrestleMania. Let's keep things in full gear. Let's go balls to the wall. Let's be unpredictable. Let's give Lyra a little edge. Let's have her turn heel. She wasn't never really a heel in NXT. Have her turn on Bayley. She can then beat Bayley. Then maybe we can get Becky to return and face Lyra. Maybe at a SummerSlam if they want to have Becky take the belt from Lyra eventually. Because we know it's inevitable they're going to work together on the big stage. So if not Mania, maybe a SummerSlam match. That's how I would book it. If we're going to turn Lyra heel, have her beat Bayley, maybe run through some more people, then Becky can inevitably maybe be the person to go after the title. But if we're gonna go have Bayley turn heel on Lyra, Bayley could use a fresh coat of paint. It wouldn't hurt her. Lyra can beat Bayley, overcome her, and get the sympathy, be the babyface, and hopefully get over. And then when inevitably she does drop that IC title, she can be a reputable name to go after the main title, which is the women's championship. Because I like Lyra. I like Lyra, I like Bayley. Liv and Raquel are good as well. Liv is having a career, like I said. Raquel, I'm glad she's healthy. She's good in the ring when they give her something worthwhile at the powerhouse. And I think that's where we're going to head. And I'm going with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to retain the women's tag team championships on night two. This is Sunday night two. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see if someone turns on someone or inevitably if that's on the way, who turns on who. I would have Lyra turn on Bayley, beat Bayley, going to Becky at a big show, Evolution, SummerSlam, something like that. Let's sign off down below in the comment section. Night one, night two will be live 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m. We want to hear from you, Flex Zone family. Let's go check the host and the Flex Zone family. We'll be live. Comment, just leave a comment, anything, emoji. What you're gonna be eating at WrestleMania? Hit the like button, hit the bell, subscribe if you're new. Women's tag team action. We got all the action right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Your home, for professional wrestling. We'll be out of here. We'll see you WrestleMania and more previews on the channel.